is $1 million in cash. Put 100 people inside of a giant circle, and whoever leaves the circle last wins $500,000. Gonna spend the next 50 hours buried alive in this coffin.
We created every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
Elon Musk, former CEO of PayPal, founder of Tesla, and with Tesla's current stock price, the richest man in the world, has on numerous occasions expressed his excitement and admiration for MrBeast. And he is not the only billionaire to time and time again endorse and congratulate the new and rising star.
I want to say,
give a shout out
Mr.
to
Beast is fucking incredible.
He's what
an incredible entrepreneur. What a great human being.
Yeah.
I mean, for 23 years old to be that sophisticated.
He's 23?
23.
Dude, this guy.
I thought he was 30.
This guy's clearly on track to being an enormous figure in culture. Oh, he's going to be a fucking multi-billionaire.
He is.
This is Chamath Palihapitiya, former PayPal and Facebook executive and billionaire. He has on numerous occasions, along with his besties on the All In podcast, expressed his highest of appraisal and prediction that MrBeast will, for sure, and rather sooner than later, be a billionaire. But why do so many Silicon Valley business moguls seem to hold MrBeast, a YouTuber, in such high regards? He is just a normal entertainer on a social media platform, right? Well, not quite. MrBeast is much more than that, and much more than just an entertainer. MrBeast is a businessman in every sense of the word. From what started as just one simple channel with Jimmy, the man behind it all, has now turned into a multifaceted, full-scale business, with everything from dedicated philanthropy channel to a nationwide takeaway burger restaurant.
Were you aware of that? Like, that you're running a risk?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I would act like I was going to college that whole time, but I wasn't. And I didn't have enough money to move out. And that was kind of when I was just like 15 hours a day, all in. I was like, I'm fucked if this doesn't work.
As stated by himself, Jimmy didn't go to college, but instead forced himself to be all in on his dream. After years of hard work, he finally started getting some traction, with his first great breakthrough being him repeating PewDiePie's name for 100,000 times on a live stream.
Yo, I will say PewDiePie 100,000 times to stop T-Series.
PewDiePie. And this is where Jimmy showed that he was special, that he was something else. Compared to other creators in the same situation as him, Jimmy didn't go spend his first paycheck on a fancy new car, a big penthouse, or designer clothes. Jimmy acted as a Silicon Valley startup. He invested it all back into the business, back into the MrBeast channel, back into the company.
Wow, it's very unusual that someone would spend that much money reinvesting in the show.
Yeah, which ironically is why we made more money last year than any other YouTuber on the platform, because the thing is, like, for YouTube, a lot of people are very young. And so I think it's like there's so much money in this industry, but most people are so young that they just don't even realize the opportunity they have, and they don't understand a lot of these things.
Right.
And so I think that's, like, it shouldn't be revolutionary that I reinvest all my money. Like, that's something businesses have been doing for centuries. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not that crazy.
And this is the main difference between MrBeast and most other huge creators. He thinks and acts like a Silicon Valley startup, like Elon Musk or Richard Branson would. The revenue he got from making bigger and better videos was put towards making even bigger and even better videos, even wilder ones even, that would go even more viral and put him in a never-ending growth spiral. Look at this Twitter exchange with earlier mentioned Chamath Palihapitiya. This is a common tactic in high-growth startups, like Spotify, Snapchat, well, every unicorn startup coming out of Silicon Valley in the last decade. And essentially, this is what MrBeast is. This is what he is on the high road to becoming, a unicorn startup. His channel, his brand, is the latest internationally spanning unicorn. Investing everything you make in one video onto the next one may be a great tactic for high growth, but it won't automatically make your brand worth billions of dollars. And MrBeast knows this. As I stated earlier, the channel and everything around it is as much more than an entertainment outlet.
I have community, I have an audience, I can promote product will be successful. No, these all come down to people businesses. Like, you can maybe have a giant marketing funnel, but if you don't know how to run and operate a company, it's not gonna work. Like, it may work for 6 months. Eventually this has to become a business.
This is MrBeast's manager, and is probably the epitome of why MrBeast has become what it is today. From day one, Jimmy, MrBeast, hasn't been afraid of delegating work and responsibility. Everything in the MrBeast business model has been delegated, from editing to accounting of the finances to running and operating the MrBeast burger or MrBeast merch branches, which allows Jimmy, the star of the show, to be available to be the star of the show. In the purest Alex Hermosi fashion, Jimmy has looted his business and delegated every position where his personality is not absolutely essential, which allows him to be all in, to be able to pump out full-scale production videos every single week. Compare this with the out-of-the-box thinking and the ever-exploring of new fields and bigger projects that has given birth to different dubbing channels in Spanish, Korean, fast food restaurants and so on, and have this beast, MrBeast. But how is this really relevant to you, the watcher, or me, the creator of this video? None of us, or at least not me, owns a YouTube channel or have any other broad platform for that matter, just waiting to be turned into a smooth operating business, ready to implode on a massive unicorn growth journey. What can we learn from this? As Jimmy said himself, his tactics in business are not revolutionary nor new. What is, however, is the much broader subject of the creator economy. Jimmy has, with MrBeast, proven that running a creator platform as a business can not only work, but is probably the best and most scalable way to do so. Whereas in the early 2010s, where the biggest creators on the platform were the likes of PewDiePie, a admittedly very entertaining and nice, but all in all just normal person sitting in front of his computer, or a guy like Casey Neistat just running around New York filming his day, MrBeast has showed us that the future probably has something different in store. What we can learn from MrBeast's success is that the creator of tomorrow can be much more than just a person in front of his camera. The revenue stream doesn't have to just come from ads, apparel and sponsorships. With the correct setup, it could support a team of over 100 people, and the content can be on the production level of Hollywood blockbusters. But it still starts with yourself, a camera and a computer. Because of modern technology, with just your computer, dedication and hard work, you can take your imagination wherever you like. And MrBeast is just one example. Kim Kardashian, perceived by the broader population as a dumb, attention-seeking reality star, recently raised one of the biggest private equity funds of the year, an accomplishment even Harvard grads would have to work their whole lives to be lucky to achieve, and thereby proving that the creator can use her audience or his audience to sell anything, even money itself. As Unicorn founder David Friedberg puts it.
And if you don't naturally have content creation in your blood, you have to go and buy a content business or you are going to die. And that's why I think all traditional brands that aren't oriented and built around content creation as their primary differentiating foundation will not survive and will not be able to compete effectively. And instead, what we're going to see is influencers and individuals that create content, build and distribute consumer goods and consumer services in a more efficient way, because guess what? They've got distribution built in. And distribution is the number one problem with all consumer services and all consumer goods. So I think in the future, all advertising and marketing gets replaced by content creation. And content creation direct to consumers through the social media platforms becomes the mechanism by which people are aware of and buy goods and services. Chamath, so that's why I think this deal is so important. And I think it's another one of what we're seeing in 2022, which is the stacking away towards the end of nameless, faceless brands and the evolution of the influencer.
The creator economy is here to stay. Will you be a part of it?